Hey everybody. So now that we're about 6 weeks into the season, I thought why not take a look at NHL attendance and see how attendance is going for the league this year, and which teams are getting good attendance, which teams aren't, and just kind of take a look at things. And attendance is a pretty good way to look at how successful the league is doing, and how fan support is and things like that. So it's an interesting thing to look at. So I took a look through some stats. I have all the stats up on my phone. I got some like things to point out on the board here. Um, First of all, the top team in attendance is the Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago is averaging 21,279 fans per game. Now, Chicago has a bigger building than anyone else in the league. The United Center holds more people than any other NHL arena. So they kind of have an advantage as far as total number of people go. However, they are also in first place in percentage of capacity filled. 107.9% of capacity has been the average for Chicago this year. So they're filling over 100% of the arena. So I would assume that that would mean standing room only tickets that they don't have actual seats for. They're over 100%. That is first in the league, and there are a few teams over 100%. But Chicago is leading the way as far as attendance goes. And I think that's interesting because there does not seem to be any correlation between how good a team is and what their attendance is like. The correlation much more seems to be good hockey market or not good hockey market, depending on whether the team's good or bad. There are good teams near the bottom of the league in attendance, and there are bad teams near the top of the league in attendance. In Chicago, they're not great this year. They weren't good last year. They finished in last place in the division. They had an 8-game losing streak this year, and they're still leading the league in attendance and attendance percentage. So again, all these stats are from ESPN. So if they're not actually accurate, then that's ESPN's fault. But I would think that a source like ESPN would have decent numbers. The worst team in the league in attendance is the New York Islanders. The Islanders are only averaging 10,648 per game this year. These are obviously only home games. Only 67.3% of the arena. So they're only filling about 2/3 of the arena on a nightly basis. That's not surprising given the current arena situation that the Islanders are having right now. The Islanders need to get back to Long Island ASAP. They do not belong in Brooklyn. They do not belong in New York City. The Islanders belong on Long Island. New York City is Rangers country. Also, the Barclays Center, nobody wants to watch a hockey game at Barclays Center. It's a terrible arena for hockey. So I'm not surprised that the Islanders are the worst team so far this year as far as attendance goes, because their arena situation is so bad. They need to get the hell out of Barclays and get back to Long Island as soon as possible. I know that they are playing some home games this year back at Nassau Coliseum, back on Long Island, but they need to get all of their home games out of Barclays Center. And until that happens, they're going to struggle with attendance. So the Islanders are in dead last in both percentage and total attendance. Now, other teams near the bottom are teams that you would expect. Carolina, Ottawa, Florida, and Arizona are the four other teams that make up the bottom five in attendance percentage. So it's your usual suspects who are not drawing for games. 10 teams, this is just some league-wide stats, 10 teams are averaging 100% capacity, so a sellout or better. Obviously, there are a number of teams that go over 100% with, I would assume that you go over 100% by standing room only tickets. Maybe suites count as over 100%, I'm not sure exactly how the numbers all work, but 10 teams are at 100% or higher capacity every night for this season, and 23 teams are at 90% or higher. So most of the league, 23 teams, are getting 90% of their arena filled every night or higher. Well, these are averages, so some games might be sellout, some games might be lower. They average out to 90% capacity or higher. So overall, I think the league is in pretty good shape attendance wise. You have some teams that really aren't doing well. Again, the Islanders, because of their arena situation. Carolina, very much not a hockey market. Ottawa, just the disaster that franchise has been for the last couple of seasons. Florida, not a hockey market. Arizona is actually doing pretty well this year. They have an exciting team this season. They have a much improved team this season. They're currently over 500. They're playing fast hockey. They're playing fun hockey. Arizona is a team that now is fun to watch. And they're up over almost to 14,000 a night and over 80% capacity on average this season. So Arizona is actually doing much better than what they usually do attendance-wise. So this has been a good season for the Coyotes, and hopefully that continues, because if they need numbers like that if they want to stay in Arizona long term. The biggest surprise for me on this list is Buffalo. Buffalo, is a great hockey market. They're always near the top of the league in TV ratings, even for games that don't even come close to involving the Sabres. When you look at playoff TV ratings, you look at national TV games, which, playoffs haven't involved the Sabres in years. National TV games usually don't involve the Sabres. Buffalo still always makes the list as being one of the top TV markets for the NHL. However, they're 25th in attendance percentage this year. They're only averaging 16,650, and that's only 87.3% of arena capacity. So Buffalo, I guess fans in Buffalo like to watch on TV and not actually go to the games, because I'm surprised that they're that low given what a great hockey market they are. And the team's good this year. They're 11-6-2. The team is good this year. At least so far, they've been playing good hockey and winning games for the first time in quite a while. So I'm really surprised that they're suffering that badly attendance-wise. But for whatever reason, Buffalo is not filling the arena every night, and that's surprising to me that they're that low in attendance. I mean, I didn't expect them to be top 5 or anything, but I certainly thought they'd be higher than 25th. So that's a little bit surprising for me. Other teams that are doing really well is Minnesota. They're over 100% of arena capacity. Vegas is averaging 18,295 a night, 105.3% of capacity. Anybody who said that hockey will not work in Vegas, or that fans won't show up, or that hockey in Vegas will fall, not be a draw, they're dead wrong. Hockey in Vegas has been an overwhelming success. The team's great play last year obviously had a huge role in that, but the team's not very good this year. They're off to a really bad start, and fans are still coming, because these numbers are for 2018-19. These are so far this season. Vegas has had 9 home games. They're averaging 18,295. So fans are going to watch hockey in Vegas. Toronto, obviously near the top of the league. Winnipeg, obviously near the top of the league. Pittsburgh, Nashville, and Boston are all 100% or higher. Tampa Bay and Washington. Tampa Bay, 100% capacity. Tampa Bay has turned into a very good hockey market. I know that was a place that there was a lot of skepticism about when they first came into the league. Tampa Bay has turned into a hockey town. 100% capacity this season for the Lightning, and they always do well attendance-wise. Teams just under 100%, so 98% or higher. Los Angeles, New Jersey. That's good for New Jersey. New Jersey has been a team that has struggled at times with attendance. New Jersey being that high this year is very good news for them. Edmonton and Detroit, very traditional hockey markets there. Even though Detroit stinks, they're still getting not over 19,000 a night and 98.3% capacity. So Detroit's not very good this year, but that's a great hockey market. Fans still come out. Other than that, there aren't too many surprises. Most teams are over 90%, like I said. So attendance seems to be going well for the NHL, and a lot of teams seem to be having a lot of success. And I think the good news is that the bottom isn't all that bad. I mean, the Islanders' numbers aren't great, Carolina's numbers aren't great, but everyone else is averaging 70% or more arena capacity, and with the exception of the Islanders at 10,000 plus a night and Carolina and Florida at over 12,000 a night, everyone else is up near 14,000 fans per night or more. So overall, I would say attendance is looking good in the NHL, and the league should be happy with that. The team should be happy with that. Fans are watching. Fans are going to games. They're watching, and that's great for the sport and great for the league. So I just thought it'd be cool to take a look at some attendance numbers here and see what attendance was like this year. Because when you look around at other sports, attendance has been an issue. MLB is having a big time attendance problem. The NFL has certain teams that have major attendance problems. And for the NHL, overall, it looks like the NHL is a healthy league attendance-wise right now. Sure, they have some teams that aren't doing all that great, but overall, I think the league is in very good shape. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media, check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support Off the Wall Hockey, the link to our Patreon is also in the description, as is the link to our new merch store. So if you'd like some shirts, hats, mugs, sweatshirts, whatever, Off the Wall Hockey merch is now for sale. So check that out in the description as well. The link is down there. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.